Hey team, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, core design engineer with Brunswick Bowling, and normally I'm coming to you with the latest and greatest new core designs from the brands of Brunswick. But in this release cycle we didn't have a new core, but in order to give you some content and to make sure that you guys still have your eyes on some of the great new products that we're launching, I'm just going to do a quick video here to talk about the new refresh for the hammer lineup at the bottom of the lineup for some of those drier, lighter conditions and for some of the new hammerheads who want to get into their first performance ball. And we're going to start right here with a true performance ball. It is the Arctic Vibe. Now this cool looking Arctic Vibe, pun intended I guess, of course contains the original Vibe core. I don't have much to say about this core other than it's a complete icon in the hammer lineup. It has, just as a refresher, a 251 RG, which is just to the high side of medium RG for a medium revving response to friction. And of course it has an 042 total differential in 15 pounds, which is right in the middle of the flare potential range, which means that it's going to have a medium hook potential. Now of course the new thing on this Vibe core is that we wrapped it around the HK22 CT Max hybrid cover stock. Now that's a mouthful, but break it down by parts. The HK22 cover stock is our newest base. Remember, that's the base chemistry that the additives are added to, so even though everything is labeled HK22, not all of them roll the same, and in fact we're getting a huge range of motion out of our HK22 cover bases depending on what additive package we're pairing with them. So don't be fooled into thinking we're just throwing it on everything, because actually there's a lot of work behind the scenes going on to make sure that we have a wide range of ball motions, and this new CT Max Hybrid is a perfect example of that, because we haven't seen this package in a hybrid at all, and we certainly haven't seen this HK22 version in a hybrid. So what we've got here is a clean and sharp motion, kind of like the Radioactive Vibe. Last year's previous entry was a shiny solid, but that one had a really abrupt change of direction when it encountered friction, and because of that it was maybe a little more forward off the end of the pattern for a symmetrical ball. But what we were able to do with the hybrid formulation is lengthen that hook window. So even though this one is the hybrid, I would say that it covers more boards overall, because it starts up just a little earlier in the mid lane, but it has a smooth, continuous sweeping motion. And by longer hook window, I mean it starts up earlier, yes, by a little bit, but it also continues to hook for a longer duration at the back of the lane, which means that it has increased entry angle, and that's always helpful for pin carry. So that's what's new about this Arctic Vibe. It's going to be the strongest Vibe in the Vibe series. It's possibly the strongest Vibe that we've ever built, and even though it's a hybrid, it has a very smooth continuous motion, but one that doesn't quit on the back of the lane. And for $115 before drilling as a retail price, it's an absolute steal. It is stronger than most balls in this category from us or from any competitor. So definite value for your price. And speaking of performance for your price, let's talk about the new entries in the Raw series. This is the entry-level series for hammer. It's going to be just a half a step price point higher than your twists and rhinos. It's the value performance for the hammer brand, but you're still getting a 253 RG core with an 038 total differential in that Raw core. 038 differential is a ton of performance for that price, so don't feel like just because this is the bottom of the lineup it means that it's not going to perform, because this is absolutely an option for players of all ages, performance players all the way down to young bowlers trying to get into their first performance ball, and it won't lack for flare potential despite the fact that it's such a good price. Now we've got two options here. We've got our black, purple, teal. That one is a 3-color pearl, and that one is going to replace the original pink, silver, purple pearl that was previously in the lineup. And we've got a brand new blue, black, orange hybrid that's going to replace the orange and charcoal hybrid that was previously in the lineup. And although this picture doesn't have too much black in it and the orange looks a little muted, when you see this one on the shelf you'll notice that the orange is really vibrant, a step better than the orange that was in the ball prior to it. And both of these are the juiced formula. Juiced pearl for the black, purple, teal, and juiced hybrid for the blue, black, orange ball. And there's a difference in finish too, so not only is the cover stock separating the performance in these two balls, but also the factory finish is separating them as well, with the juiced pearl formulation getting Crown Factory polish on it, and the juiced hybrid version getting a Crown Factory compound. Compound just a little rougher, not quite as shiny, not quite as glossy, and is going to traction just a little more in the mid lane for you than that polish would. So that's going to give you a little separation in motions too. So we're not just giving you different color options in this lineup, we're actually giving you different performance motions as well. So of course the original black solid, which is sanded to 3000, that one is still available, along with the blue silver white and the red smoke black. Those are still available to you as color options to put on your proshop wall or as a consumer to purchase. Hammer has a pretty simple business model. Make great rolling products, give them great shelf appeal, and offer them at a very competitive price point, and people will buy them. And they do. And this is your chance to pick up some very great affordable performance products that will last you all year, and they're available May 16th at your local pro shop. Make sure you swing in and grab them, and while you're here, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook page, Bowling Buckosh. Feel free to drop a comment below if you have any questions about how these balls fit into the Hammer lineup, any questions about the current Hammer product lineup in general, or any Arsenal questions that you have about your personal lineup, and I'll make sure that I get to answering them when I have any free time, and it really helps my engagement as well. So help me help you, and help me help bowlers like you. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.